Okay, I think we're good to start. Yeah. Good morning, everybody. Welcome to this special CTE committee meeting. I'm excited today to discuss and vote on this joint CTE vision statement that we've worked together with the AIB and Department of Education and labor, all of the interested parties here working together to put this joint vision statement forward. And so looking forward to discussing that today. That is the singular item on our agenda for this meeting. Before we get started, Catherine, can you just take roll call, let us know if we have a quorum and confirm the members present?
Sure, we do have a quorum, and I can see Secretary Wu, Superintendent Wright, Mr. Holloway, Dr. Boyd, VP Thomas, Myra, you, Chair Norton, and Mr. Cavey. Did I miss anybody? Okay.
Awesome.
We also have Sharnetta on.
Yes, we do. Great. Thank you. I'll mark you down too.
Fabulous. Thank you all for being here. Okay, our first order of business, if you want to go to the next slide, is just to approve both and maybe the next slide is to approve both the consent agenda, the agenda for today's meeting, and then also meeting minutes from our November 20th meeting. Both of these were circulated to folks. Any corrections, additions, changes that need to be made here?
Make a motion to approve the minutes and the agenda.
Thank you, Brian. Can I have a second?
Second.
Thank you. All in favor of approving? Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Wonderful. Okay. Both the minutes and the agenda for today are approved. Okay. So the purpose of this meeting, as I said at the beginning, is to really talk about this joint vision statement that, again, was worked on with multiple bodies here, the AIB, our committee, State Board of Education. We worked on this in collaboration with the Department of Labor and the State Board of Education. And so I'm really excited about this because I think, the question might be, why are we doing this? Each of our bodies have our own different sort of CTE vision statements and implementation plans, and as we should, as part of the blueprint. But this was really an effort to come together and get aligned around a very succinct. We intentionally wanted this to be sort of a 1 to 2 page doc that anyone could read, that we can use as a North Star that we keep coming back to say, let's remember why we're all here and what we're trying to accomplish, and also that outlives any any individual person or entity that's working on this. And so the AIB has already voted to approve this. We're having this meeting today, and then, if I remember correctly, the Board of Education will meet next week. And so just really excited to discuss this today and see this move forward. I think it will be meaningful for all of the constituents involved in this work as part of the blueprint. So, Rachel, do you want to say a few words about the content here and anything you want to highlight?
Thank you. Yes, I'd be happy to. And Catherine or another member of our team, I'm going to put you a little bit on the spot and see if maybe we can actually pull up the vision statement document itself, just so we can really zero in on, I think, a really important piece of the vision statement, which members, you probably noticed when you reviewed, is that there are some edits around sort of the 45% goal and what the benchmark is for the 2020-31 school year timeframe. A lot of our work, as Myra pointed out, has been, setting key frameworks and policies to build us toward that 45% goal, to set the definitions and kind of some of the goals that the state is going to need to follow to make that big picture vision of integrating more registered apprenticeships into high schools in our CTE system a reality. That said, that is a huge goal. That 45% is thousands and thousands of students. And knowing where we are now, knowing the work that this will take and partnership it'll take and effort it'll take and really employer engagement and buy-in it'll take to hit that goal. Part of the work around this joint vision statement also kind of recalibrated, not the long-term vision as much as that interim goal in 2030-31. So there's a new set of numbers in the joint vision statement. And Catherine, I don't know if you're able to put that on the screen, but I can kind of read off what it states as of right now. Essentially, the three boards and the Department of Education, Department of Labor, in supporting this joint vision statement, are supporting the idea of setting kind of a new interim goal for 2030-31 that we're still aiming for that 45%, but that 1 in 4 students who are college and career ready by the end of 10th grade will then meet the 45% goal in the blueprint or contribute to that by completing the high school level of a registered apprenticeship by the end of the 2030-31 school year. So what that means is essentially, first, the denominator changes. Instead of all high school graduates, it is college and career ready students, because those are students who can, after 10th grade, move into an apprenticeship opportunity or another college and career readiness pathway opportunity as outlined under the blueprint. So that was an important clarification that the group felt we needed to make in which students we're talking about and how they progress into opportunities, including registered apprenticeship. Second, it says 1 in 4 out of the 45%. So rather than half or all of those 45% of students getting an apprenticeship or an industry recognized credential, 1 in 4 of those. That amounts to an estimated or projected 4,050 students in the 2031 graduating class. That is still super ambitious and super, will represent tremendous growth compared to where we are right now, where we are today. And so the partners felt that that was sort of the appropriate interim goal to set, while also clarifying that these are college and career ready students under the blueprint. So I did want to kind of really zero in on that piece because it is a change. And that will kind of recalibrate how this committee goes about setting things like annual targets for apprenticeship growth and how we work on coordinating the implementation plan after we all agree on this joint vision statement and this new sort of 2030-31 goal. Myra, anything you'd add to kind of how I walked through or explained that?
No, I think the way my brain conceptualizes this is we have the 45% goal, which is that 45% of Maryland high school graduates complete the high school level of a registered apprenticeship or another industry recognized credential. And so I think of this as the specific goal for, there's no, right now we don't have a delineation around how we expect we've all agreed that registered apprenticeships, that is the gold standard, but we don't have a target for how are we going to grow of the 45%. How do we ensure that we're moving towards the large majority of those being in registered high school level of registered apprenticeships versus other industry recognized credentials? And so this is really clarifying that and saying, look, here's where we're trying to get by 2031, specifically with the high school level of a registered apprenticeship.
Yeah, thank you. Okay. And I think at this time we can open for questions or comments, and I'm especially acknowledging that so much of the implementation of this and the partnership to really make this a reality will live with the Department of Education and the Department of Labor, of course, our education agency and our apprenticeship agency. So Superintendent Wright or Secretary Wu, if you'd like to share any kind of reflections at this point, or other members, if you have any comments or questions, would open the floor.
Yeah, thank you. I think this is going to be well received by the field. I think the superintendents have been a little anxious about this 45% goal, and I think this will be a reflection of their anxiety being listened to. And also, I think it's still an ambitious goal. There's no doubt about it, but it's one that I think that they can see that is far more achievable than the North Star that we keep aiming at, but one that they can start working towards. So I think they'll really appreciate and recognize, the efforts that we're putting in here to make this happen.
Thank you.
And thank you. I just want to thank the team for all the hard work to get here, to develop this goal and the very fruitful dialogue AIB stakeholders around this. I'll echo what Dr. Wright said, that there's definitely there's a long way to go. We're currently at about 100 high school level registered apprentices right now. So to get to 4,000 in a couple of years is going to be very ambitious. The time will be here before we know it. But I think it's very helpful to have a distinct goal around high school level registered apprenticeship that is not just somewhere in the 45%. I think that will be helpful. And I want to recognize that, Apprenticeship Maryland exists now, that provides other forms of youth apprenticeship. And, that's been an important source of growth and education and school systems getting their feet wet. So, we aspire to figure out how to help people move from there to creating high school level registered apprenticeship, or figuring out other appropriate paths so we can continue that really strong work that has been done. I want to acknowledge how important it's been that the school systems have engaged on that front, and also with all the employers and industry associations who are working with us towards this shared goal.
Absolutely. Thank you. Members, any other reflections or questions on this?
I do want to just highlight two things. One, another piece that I really like about what we've drafted here is the communication around we're all in this together. So this is a very joint, highly collaborative effort. It is not up to the LEAs alone to do this. It is not up to the Department of Labor alone to do this. It is It is highly cross-functional and a team effort. And I think that's an important thing that we're communicating in this vision statement. And then the second piece that I want to underscore is following the approval and dissemination of this vision statement, we're going to be working on a joint implementation plan. So we'll take this concept a layer deeper to get explicit about how that highly cross-functional work will get done. And so, I'm excited for the next step in that work as well, because that's kind of at where the proverbial rubber hits the road.
Yeah, thank you, Chair Norton. And to just build on that briefly, this committee's role in this work. So once this vision statement is out there, there's, as Chair Norton just pointed out, partners in this work. And our role in this is going to shift from kind of laying that policy and groundwork to having this committee be a space where we're helping drive implementation, surfacing what the real challenges are, what's really standing in the way as we work toward this goal that is now established for registered apprenticeship within the 45%. So we can keep progressing the state toward that goal, and so that we can also support where there are additional maybe policy considerations that need to be undertaken by the committee or by some of our partners. To the rest of the members, how does this goal sit with you? Does this feel like the right goal for 2030-31? How are you feeling about this?
Chime in. I agree with Dr. Wright and Secretary Wu that, this is, while it's very ambitious, maybe a little more reachable. In our 2030 commission meetings, I was really worried about that we just had some number that was pie in the sky that we may never get to, and then it would be all of our fault that we didn't get there. Something that, while ambitious, maybe a little more achievable, was the right move.
Great to hear.
And I'll say this, good morning, everybody, that I too, at the district level, share the same sentiments as well. Again, we've all underscored and highlighted the fact that it is an ambitious goal, but at the end of the day, at the school level, we can see a very concrete path of how we're going to get our students there, right? We see that number 1 in 4. So we're looking at 25% of those students. And so if we can zero in on that and cater this vision to those students, we can create a pathway for them at the end of that year. And as you said earlier, the denominator changes. And so if we lean into that population, again, moving those students and how will they become CCR and move into other pathways. So thank you to everyone who crafted this vision statement for our students. So it's really good and achievable as well. Thank you.
Thank you. Any other comments, questions, or additions before we move on?
If no further discussion, I would ask for a motion to approve this joint career and technical education vision for Maryland's future.
Motion to approve career and technical education vision.
So moved.
Thank you. Thank you. All in favor?
Aye.
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 Any opposed? Wonderful. The motion passes, and Dr. Wright, you can share with the State Board of Education that the CTE committee has officially adopted this joint vision, and they're up next.
They are indeed, next Tuesday.
That's great. Thank you all. Just some reminders here. Our next Governor's Workforce Development Board meeting is next week, December 10th. And then we've scheduled the 2026 CTE committee meetings. You all should have these in your email, and calendar invites will be forthcoming for all of these dates. Anything else we need to cover, Rachel?
Just a couple highlights on these next steps, especially looking at our January committee meeting. Wanted to preview for members a couple things that'll be on that agenda. One is our second annual review of industry recognized credential applications under the policy and definitions this committee set forth in late 2024. So that'll be a really important conversation. We'll provide members with a reviewed slate of recommended approvals in advance of that meeting, as we did last year. We will also have some interim draft pieces around the joint implementation plans that Chair Norton spoke about earlier, stemming from this joint vision statement, assuming that the school board approves it next week, for this committee to start digging in on, in addition to some of the next steps we talked about at our November 20th meeting around career counseling. So just a few highlights, a lot to look forward to in just a month and a half.
Great. Wonderful. Okay, if there is no further business, let me just open the floor one more time. Anything else we need to cover from anyone? Okay, if not, I will ask for a motion to adjourn the meeting.
So moved.
Second.
Thank you. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Wonderful. The meeting is adjourned. Thank you all for your time this morning and for moving this important item forward. Have a great day.
Thank you.
Thank you
so much.
you.
Bye-bye.
Bye.